Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Matt Troop with MDT Consulting. Hey, so today this is the second part series in the multifamily investing getting started. And yeah, I just wanted to let you know if you've got questions about consulting or coaching in real estate and creating passive income, reach out, MDT Consulting. You can just go to MDT Consulting 1 and find out more, and just reach out at the bottom of the page, and I'll be happy to get in touch with you, help you get started with things. Um, so again, uh, getting started with real estate investing, again, there were three key components. So if you remember, the first component that we talked about was location. Today we're going to talk about networking, and we're going to go into that a little bit in depth. And again, this is to simplify real estate investing in multifamily. So we will go over some high points and some ideas, and then the next section we will talk about finance and funding. So let's get started with our network. And so networking is huge. It's one of the key factors getting invested in and getting started in the business, and it's getting to know others in this business. So if you think about investing in multifamily real estate, it's a huge industry, right? Like you can invest in apartment complexes, you can invest in 2-unit houses, you can invest in duplexes and triplexes, fourplexes, fiveplexes, and pretty much from those it goes into big apartment buildings. So if you think about it, it's a huge industry. It's housing developments, it's construction, it's lending, and then that pretty much builds into local economies. And getting to know the people and getting to know the resources of people that are doing this stuff is one of the biggest things to getting into this world. So with that, let's get into it. So one of the first things you want to ask yourself is really who's in your network. There's tons and tons of different resources again out there, and again, it's easy to get overwhelmed with this, but tons and tons of resources. And one of the things I want you to think about is again, who's in your network. And I wrote this quote down, and your network is your net worth, right? So there's a theory that you are who you hang around with. You are kind of the sum total of those 5-6 people that you actually spend time with. So whatever they're doing, you're probably going to be doing it too. So whoever's in your network, it's going to become your net worth. It's going to become who you are. So that's kind of a quick little philosophical sideburn. But so here's some ideas on how to get involved with different networks. So you can see there's these different real estate, what's called Real Estate Investor Association. So there's a National Real Estate Investor Association, and then each state has their own RIA group. And so these groups meet on a monthly basis, and you can pretty much Google search them and find out whenever their local meetings are, and find out which ways to attend and where they're at. So I've been to Minnesota ones, some Michigan ones, and then Colorado ones you can see on here. And again, I got to give a big shout out to the Multifamily and More group right here. So that is a kind of up and coming group. There is now a Michigan Multifamily and More. There's a Minnesota Multifamily and More. There is a South Florida Multifamily and More. There's a Cleveland, San Francisco. They're popping up all over the place, and these are some really, really good events and good group of people to get involved with, because they're doing a lot of different things. They're very much about education and lifting you up, trying to help you get to that next level. So keep an eye out for Michigan Multifamily and More. As you see on my page on the MDT Consulting Facebook page, you'll probably see some interactions with things going on with multifamily and more. And then Meetup and Bigger Pockets. Again, you've heard me talk about those in previous videos. Great resources with Meetup and Bigger Pockets. So the next the next part that I wanted to talk about was, as you think about your network, you really have got to think about who's on your team. You're going to get started in investing in multifamily properties, and there's going to be some key players that you want to have on your team. The number one, starting off with, is your spouse or your partner, and you want to make sure you guys are a team. As I go forward and I invest in real estate, my wife and I, she's my go-to. We make sure that we're on the same page with everything that we've got going on, and we're working together on this. So that's your spouse, your partner. The next big person is your mentor, your coach, accountability partner. There's all sorts of different people that you can reach out to, and they can help guide you in getting investing in this world and getting started. And they can look over what you're doing and help you figure out some of the ways to best approach this. And at MDT Consulting, that's one of the things that we offer is coaching and mentorship in getting you invested in real estate. The next one is your real estate agents, your broker. You always want to have someone that has access to the MLS, is going to send you deals, it knows the market that you want to go into. The next one is your banks and lenders, and really these are in not really any specific order. You don't need to go and get each one of these as they're listed. There's just the people that are in this that you need on your network team. So banks and lenders, you want to some of the great resources that are out there are small local banks. If whatever market you're looking into getting involved in, there is, I guarantee you, there's a small bank, a person you can reach out to, contact, and tell them what you're interested in doing, depending on your financial situation, and they're a great resource to help people get started and again, build that local economy. They want to invest in their local community and improve their local community. The next one is a contractors or handyman, handy person. You want to, as you get involved with these properties, right? You don't want to be you got to do a lot of the work. You want to be able to do some of the work, but some of the great people to have is that contractor, that people that can get in there and do the work for you. The next person is a bookkeeper or CPA or tax specialist. Want to have someone that's on your team to help you, year-end taxes, mid-year taxes, and then some of the stuff you will have to. You'll figure out on your own. They'll guide you and help you understand on best moves in your financial situation. And then a lawyer and attorney. They're a good person to have contact with and network with, because you never know what kind of sticky situations you can get in with this business. The next one is the insurance agent. Every time you pick up a property, you are going to want to got to get insured. You want to have a person in that market center, in that area where you're going to be able to get your property insured. And the other one that I've got in here is your property and maintenance manager. Unless you're running these properties yourself, and I totally encourage that. Some properties I've got a couple properties that I just they hum along, and I don't really need a property manager. And other ones that I've got in specific areas that I'm a little bit more hands off, and I've got that property manager, that maintenance manager that is running a lot of this stuff. So again, these are the main key players of your network team. Make sure to, as you go into this business and get involved with multifamily real estate investing, that you are keeping an idea of these players on your network team. So this is kind of networking 101, and this is what is great about a lot of the resources out there is you can go to, this is a site from Bigger Pockets, and this one over here on the right is the Michigan Multifamily and More site. And again, I think I'll talk about it here in a minute, but you got to get out there. You got to get in front of people. You got to talk to people. Get out in the world and make things happen. Take action. Look at some of these events that are going on in your community. It's easy to find them, stuff that's close to you. And then, you can find there's all sorts of different resources on Facebook where you can go and you can find out this is where this is. This is again that Michigan, that multifamily and more group that I talked about. They're down in Brighton. This is this is when their August meeting was. Tells you when it is, when you can RSVP. So tons of different groups out there on Facebook. Reach out, get to an event, and just talk to people there. Network, and that's where you're going to find those people that are on your team. And you can actually see this. This takes you right to that website. I've got a link in here, and it basically just you can click and you can say, okay, I want to go to. I was in Colorado, so 537 in Loveland, Colorado, and you can search, and you can see that here is. Okay, let's search 25 miles. Let's search 50 miles. I say this is so easy to find an event, but here we go. Search 50 miles within Loveland, Colorado, and you can see all these different events down in Denver and Boulder about ideas to get started with property. So wherever you are, and again, there's the meetup.com that you can go to. They've got great resources there where you can find network events. You can always find them in your area, and then just use Facebook. Use the different social media platforms. Get out into the world. Make things happen. Yeah. Okay. So, similar to what I was talking about before, reach out, set things up, take action. As you get started in real estate, there's a quote, an idea that sticks in my head is, knowledge is not power, it's potential power. Action, execution, that's where the power lies. You gotta reach out to people. You gotta set things up. Go to a meetup, RSVP, get to these events, meet people in your local communities who are doing this. I mean, I live in a small community in northern Michigan. I've reached out to tons of different small investors in this community. There's always an investor in your community that you can meet up with. You can go grab coffee. You can figure out what they're doing. Realtors, contractors. You can get an idea of getting into this business and getting started and getting your first property. So, again, use those different resources, Meetup, Facebook groups, RIAs, Bigger Pockets, all sorts of different resources, and take action. Get out in the world, contact people, and take action. So many people, they talk about doing things, but really, talk is it's the same as knowledge. You can have all the knowledge, but without action and execution, it's just going to sit there, and somebody else is going to go do it and take advantage of it. All the resources are there. Go out, get in the world, and do it. Okay, one of the other great pieces about network is Mastermind Groups. So, Mastermind Groups, right? It's I've got some ideas down here, some books that I recommend. I really love reading Napoleon Hill, and this quote by Napoleon Hill: Mastermind Groups. If you think about 1-2 people get together, they start to come up with some really creative ideas. You get a group of people together, you can get some really creative ideas when their values are aligned and when their ideas are aligned. Mastermind Groups create some of the most, just some of the greatest opportunities that are put together with people. I'm part of a couple different mastermind groups, and really it's incredible what these different mastermind groups do to lift you up. And again, mastermind groups are established to help create an environment that nurtures and supports growth. So when you're involved with that right group, that right mastermind group, they should lift you up and help you get to that next level, get to what you're trying to go to. So, with investing in multifamily real estate, you want to get around the right groups that are going to help lift you up and going to help improve your situation and help you get what you want as you go into your investing world. So again, those different groups that I mentioned with the multifamily and more, on Bigger Pockets, on Meetup, they're all very growth minded, and they will help you in so many ways to get started and going with this. So, let's do a quick review. With your network, you want to start with resources to reach out to. There is local RIA groups, there's Bigger Pockets, Facebook investing groups, Meetup groups. Understand what groups you want to reach out to get started in multifamily investing, and those are the groups. Remember the key players that we talked about in your network, your local lenders, your real estate agents, your contractors, your property manager, your maintenance manager, your handy person. There's all those key players that are going to be in your network that you want to have on your team as you get started investing in multifamily real estate. And then the networking 101 is, again, find those different local groups using Meetup, using Bigger Pockets, and take action. Again, take action, get out into the world, go meet with people, go have coffee, find a great different meetup to go to, and if anything, you ask questions. Hey, I'm new, I'm getting started in this. I would, like to pick somebody's brain on how to get started. When you find the right group, the first one might not feel good. You might go to a re-event or a meetup group that you just don't resonate with them, but try different ones out, and you might resonate just with a specific person there, and that leads into masterminding. You find one or two people that really resonate with you, you start to get an idea of what you could do. So again, start with your resources, understand networking 101, different groups to reach out to, take action, and then understand the different real estate groups that you can reach out to. Find mastermind groups that nurture growth, and identify with who you are. So take action, go find different events, get out, network with those key players, with those key team members, on who you need for your team, and get started investing in real estate, in multifamily and real estate. And if you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out, mdtconsulting1.com, and we're here to help. And good luck as you get going on your multifamily investing journey. All right, thanks.